Professor Ayati. Today we're going to be doing Nike versus Adidas. I am Erica Ferretis, and Nike is a multinational company that designs, manufactures, and sells shoes all over the world. The Nike company was founded on January 25, 1964 and is headquartered in Beaverton, Oregon. Nike has risen to one of the largest American corporations through its extensive advertisements, brand recognition, adaptive marketing strategies. Recently, Nike has collaborated with different artists, rappers, and athletes to create new shoes. In the year 2017, the Nike company has an estimated net value of $30 billion. Although Nike has been faced with competitors such as Adidas, Nike has maintained a firm hold on their supreme shoe sellers. The current ratio measures whether the company Nike has enough current assets to cover the current liabilities. As seen on this chart, from years 2013 to 2017, Nike has maintained a current ratio higher than 2.5. This current ratio shows that Nike has current liabilities covered 2.5 times the current liabilities. The cash ratio also shows the percentage of liabilities protected by the company's cash. Adidas showed to have a substantial cash ratio of 13 to 18% through the years 2013 to 2017. Compared to Nike's cash ratios, Adidas seems to have a grand advantage. This shows that Adidas has been able to rise profits and has marketed themselves as a great shoe company. The Crick ratio, or asset test, measures the ability of a company to pay its current liabilities when it is due with only quick assets. From 2013 to 2017, Adidas also had a Crick ratio less than 1, which is still less compared to Nike. Although Nike and Adidas have gone head-on throughout the years, it is known that Nike is still on top and is better than Adidas.
Hey, I'm Evan Carver. I'm going to talk a little bit about Nike and Adidas equity and assets. So right here, we're taking a look at Adidas and Nike's financial relationship. The equity and assets are key points when looking at the growth and their potential to make profit over time. So with Nike, it outperforms Adidas over the 5-year span and most of its equity and asset ratios. The profitability ratio, and taking a closer look at the return on total assets. As I have here, there's a graph that shows the return on total assets for Nike and Adidas, and as you can see that for Nike it's a higher percentage, and it shows more growth compared to Adidas, which is only at around 8%, and rises close to 9%, but it has a dip in the year 2014. A comparison of the two equity, so the equity structure for both these companies are pretty different. When you take a look at Nike, it has a lot more shares outstanding compared to Adidas. It has over 1.5 billion shares outstanding with a price of $67. And when you look at Adidas, the price of its share is about $147, but it has way less. So this makes Nike a more reasonable investment because you have a lower price per share, and that's more attractive to investors. So that makes Nike a better investment.
My name is Jacques Mathis, and I'm going to be talking about the marketing strategies that affect both companies' financial status. First, we're going to talk about the similarities and the differences between both companies. The similar things about these companies that they both advertise and also do sportswear, both in shoes, clothing, and also in accessories. First, we want to start with Nike's. Nike's marketing strategy usually does not have a production plan, so they don't really have any plants. They usually do most of their outsourcing throughout these countries, Asia, mainly Taiwan, and also Korea. With that being said, without having an actual plant, they really avoid costs that works to their income statements and make their debt to equity more quickly than most other companies. And other companies include, I say, to Adidas. Also about the Nike's marketing strategy, they really focuses on individuals and main events that happens in the sports world, like individual sponsors, like also like Cristiano Ronaldo or NFL team jerseys are mostly attire that investing in the whole team. Also, the borrowing advantages that also comes with Nike is that the sponsor the popular figures makes it best for them to have investments and also charities as well. So it kind of helps Nike put it on the edge, be better and more fast to liquidate their cash. Then we talked to also with Nike's market share over the 5-year span, the averages of price per share will equal up to about $60. Now compared to Adidas marketing strategy, Adidas like to focus on, they're older than Nike, so they have more experience in the market than Nike does. But as saying that, so Adidas like to sponsor mostly like world organizations like FIFA World Cups or things like Summer Olympics, etc., or Sports X Games. Things about Adidas that they have significantly higher debt to equity ratio to Nike, only because it shows that they usually choose a different strategy than Nike. Nike wants to take the short end route. Adidas like to take the long term route. So that's probably why their debt to equity market is higher than Nike's. Another thing to say about Adidas over the 5-year span of the price per share, it can equal over to about over $170 per share.
Yeah, but maybe yeah.
Hello, my name is Terrence Williams, and today the ratios that I will be discussing with Adidas versus Nike or Nike versus Adidas will be price earnings to growth, price value to book value, dividend payout, retention ratio, dividend yield ratio, and growth rate. So first we'll start with the price earning to growth is an evaluation for determining the relative trade-off between the price of stock, the earning generated per shares, and the company's expected growth rate. Nike has maintained a ratio above 20 with a ratio above 30 in the years 2014 and 2015, which can also be affected by the growth rate. As far as Adidas has also maintained but never reached the heights Nike has, and they've never peaked 30. For the growth rate, which is one of the main causes that determines the price earning to growth, this causes a fluctuation in price earnings to growth. Nike's growth rate was the highest in 2014 and 2014, rising from 9.28% to 10.8%. And Adidas has showed improvement and an increase over the years, with a steady increase from 6.06% in 2013 and peaked in 2017 at 8.25%. So the market value to book value, the book value of an asset is its original purchase cost, adjusted for any subsequent changes, such as for impairment or depreciation, whereas market value is the price that could be obtained by selling an asset on a competitive open market. In 2013, Nike would have the lowest rate, and over a 5-year period time span, it has raised to 9.979. Adidas, on the other hand, has the biggest drop in 2013 with a ratio at 1.944. Pulling themselves back up in the next 2 years allowed them to raise it the highest in 2017 to 4.568. The dividend payout ratio, the amount of dividends paid to stockholders relative to the amount of the net income of the company. Nike rose to the occasion again in 5 years, raising the bar from $1.74 billion to $3.11 billion in 2017. At the retention ratio, the percentage of net income that is retained to grow the business rather than being paid out as a dividend, this ratio has stayed steady for Nike, ranging from 0.7 to 0.72 over the 5-year span. And the dividend yield ratio, Adidas ratio, has fluctuated tremendously over the years from 1.12% in 2013 to 3.25% in 2015. And 6% in 2017. Nike has remained more constant, although it has dropped in the years from 2.4% in 2013 to 1.8% in 2015 and remained the same in 2017.
Hello, my name is Willie Love, and I'm going to be covering the last few ratios with Nike versus Adidas. The debt to equity ratio, Nike's debt to equity ratio averaged about 17%, which is good over the 5-year span. Adidas debt to ratio averaged about 55.7%, so 56%, which is higher, surprisingly higher than Nike's debt to equity ratio. Adidas is slower to removing debt and converting to equity. The cash coverage, which measures how fast a company can convert cash on hand into inventory and accounts payable through sales and then back into cash. Nike's cash conversion cycles average about 92.4% on converting the company's inventory and accounts on hand into cash, which is high. Adidas also have a high percentage average, measuring up to 87.4%. Again, Nike seems to be running the market when it comes to these two competitors. The leverage ratio, as you can see, Nike is a little lower than Adidas on the leverage ratio cycle. So the leverage ratio basically covers a measure of the financial leverage calculated as adjusted total assets divided by adjusted total equity. Nike's accustomed financial leverage improved from 2015 to 2017, whereas Adidas' financial leverage had a slight reduction from 2015 to 2017. Times interest earned, in other words, the interest coverage, is a ratio that determines how easily a firm can pay interest expenses on an outstanding debt. It also is calculated by dividing a firm's operating income, EBIT, before taxes, by its interest expense. Nike's interest coverage for the quarter that ended in August 2017 was about 69%. Adidas' interest coverage for the quarter that ended in September 2017 was about 22%. So you can see that with the times interest earned, Nike excelled more than Adidas. The higher the ratio, the stronger the firm's financial strength will be. The total profit margin, Nike's total, as in gross profit margin, increased from 2015 to 2016, but decreased considerably the next year. Adidas' gross profit margin, after suffering a downfall in 2014 and 15, increased tremendously from 15 to 16.
But that's the number 7 though.
Here's a chart showing the total profit margin between the two companies. As you can see, Nike excelled throughout the years and then slowly decreased from 2017. And then from here, you can see Adidas, they was back and forth. They went down, came up in about 2016, and then just decreased from there. So there you have it, the end of our slide, and I appreciate you for watching. Thank you.